Okay, I'm going to focus on indicating speaker, and I'm going to do this by real shifting, pointing, and tilling the ginger, or hopefully.
Alex, as you know, is soloing these roots, and so for our audience out there that my niece is in the audience tonight, Jordan, she might not know what soloing is, so we'll take a little look at that.
Free soloing has to be the ultimate in free climbing.
It's always a beautiful day to go out soloing.
To free solo is to go without a rope, and to go without gear, to only have your rock shoes and your chalk bag and the power of the mind. It's also very profound. The reason it's probably the ultimate is one wrong move, you fall, you die.
Yeah, let me try that again.
And the person at the top of this game, and it's hard to even call this a game, is Alex Honnold. Alex Honnold is probably a perfect example. He is someone who's not only trained very hard, but is unbelievably gifted. He is like Michael Jordan.
Right on. Hey. Alex, I'm also here with John Bracey and Matt Helliker.
Yo, hey, Alex.
Guessing your life might have changed a little bit in the past few weeks.
Everything's the same. I'm still just climbing the same stuff with the same people. But, there's been a lot of, media stuff in the last couple weeks, but that's, it's just part of it.
You started off this recent trip to Yosemite with a speed climb with Tommy Caldwell of 3 huge faces, the south face of Mount Watkins, the regular northwest face of Half Dome, and Freerider on El Cap. You guys climbed that in 21 hours and 15 minutes. So when you were soloing, how much did you free and how much did you aid through?
I was free soloing the majority of it, which just means, climbing with just my hands and feet. But then, whenever I got to hard parts, I would clip myself in with a daisy chain, 2 little leashes that I had. And then I would pull on gear whenever I needed to. I would step on holds. Basically, just anything goes, just make it as easy and as safe feeling as possible.
I neglected to mention you also put up a speed route on the nose. You and Hans Florine did it in 2 hours and 23 minutes. For those that don't know, that's normally a 5-day route for us mere mortals. Which was the most enjoyable for you?
Climbing with Tommy was super satisfying because, climbing with a good partner, and we both really had to try hard because, to free climb hard pitches when you're that tired, it's pretty exciting for, to be climbing with a partner and both be really tired and be having this good experience, But then doing the solo thing is, a completely different experience because it's also, kind of powerful, but I'm all by myself. It's all scary and, climbing through the night by yourself. And then climbing with Hans is, a whole different thing because it's only 2 hours. It's it barely even feels like a day climbing. You just go out and, go jogging for 2 hours.
So which out of those were the most difficult?
Probably the solo triple, I guess, maybe, took the most out of me. Just because I think psychologically it's, I don't know, it's just hard to climb by yourself for that long.
And on the solo, can you describe your diciest moment, perhaps?
I don't know if there really were, probably climbing the nose. I mean, there wasn't, a moment that was the diciest, but I forgot my chalk bag at the base of the nose. So I climbed, the first 8 pitches with that chalk. But also it had stormed the day before. So it was, a lot of stuff was seeping, and the first couple pitches are wet. Basically all the places that are, normally wet early season were all wet. So I was free soloing the first pitches, and they were wet, and it was dark, and I had no chalk bag. And I was like, oh, that's so lame.
You climbed the nose through the night, and you climbed it in 6 hours. I mean, that's incredible.
It's 3 times slower than climbing the top.
And why did you choose to climb the nose at night? Is it the route you were most familiar with?
No, it has more to do with the shade. It's just the timing. It just has to do with doing the sequence of the routes that you can stay in the shade and do the harder ones earlier in the day. Free
soloing is all about focusing and complete concentration. The idea of doing that for 18 hours is, how do you stay focused for that long?
Well, I don't know. I think that's why it was hard, dude.
Did you go to some sort of ninja training camp to hidden away in the Himalayas somewhere to be able to?
I was raised by samurais.
Yeah.
Trained in monastery. No, I mean, I don't know. I guess to build up to that kind of stuff, you know. I've just done a lot of those kinds of things over the years, and you know, go bigger and bigger.
What did you do mentally prior to the solo?
It was all filmed for the Real Rock tour this year. So, you know, we like shot interviews the day before, like rained the day before. It was all kind of hectic, honestly. And then it was like, okay, here's the day, here we go, you know. But then during the day, you have plenty of time to like go to your happy place because you're all by yourself for like hours and hours. Or to go to your sad place. But,
It must be really hard when your mind starts to drift onto different stuff to stay composed and focused on what you're doing.
maybe. I don't know. I mean, you know, like I said, I've sort of like built up this stuff, you know. And actually, I will say that doing the kind of soloing, the 8 soloing that I'm doing, in some ways, you don't have to stay as focused as like free soloing. It's not like free soloing a 6-hour route, you know, because every time you put in a bolts, you can kind of like shut down again for a second.
So what's next? Have you got any plans in the future and possibly coming over this way to Europe at all?
I don't know. I mean, I sort of just finished all the stuff that I've been fantasizing about for a long time, you know, so I sort of need a little bit of time to like get some new dreams, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How hard do you climb on a rope, and what's your top level of free soloing?
I guess the hardest stuff, like red pointed on a rope, is like 8C plus or like 14C, which is sort of, I mean, that's not even that hard nowadays. But then the hardest free soloing is probably up to about 8A or like 13B.
And do you think the free soloing? Do you think that'll be something that kind of is at the top of your game for the next few years, or do you think you'll move into other styles?
I don't know. No, honestly, I don't really like worry too much about it. Like for now, I want to go bouldering for a bit and like train a little, maybe like go sport climbing. It just seems like I always come back to soloing stuff because I just think it's cool. You know, I just like it.
I've got to ask it. You know, do you ever think about the downside?
Like it's almost, I mean, it's easier to do it by yourself, basically. You know, like if you're comfortable, like free solo, you know, all the fat 10 pitches and stuff. Like you can climb all those mountains faster by yourself than with a partner, pretty much. You know, and like it's just cool. It has a certain appeal. You know, and so I mean that kind of draws me to it. But then, yeah, I mean, I try not to fall off as much as everybody does.
I told people we had this interview. I got some questions from friends, and I've got one question here. Donna from Epic TV asks, I have a big, beautiful boat. Are you single?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
And I get seasick.
Okay, throw that question out there. What does this lifestyle and the climbing bring to your life?
It's hard to say what it brings to me. It is my life, you know. Like it's like all I do is go climbing and travel and you know do this kind of stuff and do email and you know I mean this is life pretty much.
Talking about it a minute ago, I looked at one side. The downside is death. The upside must be a lot of beauty and excitement. And
the upside is like being able to really live it, push yourself and like experience cool new things and like always have like a new challenge. I don't know. Yeah, it's very rewarding.
Describe to me what personal fulfillment is for you.
I don't know if I've ever been asked that actually. that's pretty that's heavy duty, dude. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's very satisfying to like live your dreams or whatever. To like have to think of things that you'd love to do, like to have projects, and then to like see them through.
What's important?
In the grand scheme of things, it's probably not rock climbing, but obviously it's really important to me. What is important? What do you think?
I think like things like honesty and truth and beauty, and living a good lifestyle, things like that. Love.
Yeah.
you so much for joining us on Epic TV Weekly. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
If you ever make it out to our neck of the woods, look us up.
Yeah, sooner or later I'll have to come to Chamonix, just for like big grant stuff. But yeah, eventually I'll make it.
You really can't miss it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard. Everybody loves it. I just haven't made it. There's too much snow.
That's part of the fun of the rock faces. Is the snow and the ice. Get into some mixed.
Yeah, I don't roll like that. It seems really dangerous having all those pointy things strapped to you.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do anything dangerous.
Safety first. Actually, it's Hans's motto.
Right on, Alex. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good day, guys.
Cheers, man.
Have fun at the wedding.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. Do I just hang up the video now?